Hey Pauline, so let's get started on your reading. Okay, so today is going to be about the key to your next manifestation. And my reference that I used was the things that I manifested. So hopefully my experience could be helpful to you. Okay, so Pauline, the manifestation that I'm going to use for you is the blue dress. So birthday could be significant, dresses are significant, or the many wears, right? The many wears of life. So let's see. So years ago, I was turning 20 and I decided that I wanted a dress, right? I was going to do a birthday dinner with my friends and we were, details don't matter here, but a Thai restaurant could be significant. We were going to do a Thai restaurant. And I said, you know what? I want to wear a pretty dress, but I was like looking through the selections at the time on my computer, right, on the desktop. And I came across this royal blue dress. It was so pretty, right? So I said, that's the dress I want. So I wanted this dress, but at the time that I wanted it, I couldn't afford it, right? And I was working. So I couldn't afford it. And I was just like, I'm just going to wait till the next pay period. Okay, boom, next pay period comes. I'm looking online for the dress is gone, right? So I said, man, I really wanted this dress. So I remember thinking like, I really want this dress, and I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Went to the store. I remember I went to Macy's on 34th Street because that's where I used to go a lot with my friends whenever we were doing window shopping or we were shopping to prep for what we were gonna buy the next week, or it was like 2 weeks because it was a bi-weekly pay period at that time. So I remember actually going to Macy's, couldn't find it, right? I was in the select section, the brand, everything, could not find this dress. And I was like, man, I really want this dress. So it's coming down to the wire, right? So week before my birthday. And keep in mind, I was looking for this dress for months, okay? So week before my birthday, I'm just like, I'm gonna have to pick something. And then each time that I was saying that I wanted a dress, my friends were like, oh, what about this dress? What about that dress? And then even my mom, she was like, what about this dress? This is nice, right? Because she knew I wanted a dress. I never specifically said what kind of dress I wanted, but she knew I wanted a dress, right? So I said, no, too pink, too black, too white, too just nothing was going to appease me the way that royal blue dress did, right? And so I remember I was just like, oh man, I'd given up, like just completely forgot about it. I was just like, you know what, psh, whatever. It's just not meant for me to get the blue dress. I guess not, right? And so there was one day, my friend called me. She was like, hey, you want to go to 34th Street? Let's go to Macy's so we could do some shopping. So I said, okay, no problem. So we go to Macy's and I'm just like, I'm looking around. Nothing is phasing me, guys. Nothing, no dress, nothing is phasing me. So I'm looking around and I'm just like, well, it's a week before my birthday. I'm going to have to pick something. So I'm looking around. And at the time, I loved the clearance rack. You couldn't tell me anything about the clearance rack. I don't care how much money I had on me. Clearance rack first. So went to the clearance rack. And I'm looking. I'm just like, I'm scanning, I'm looking, I'm scanning. I'm like, there's nothing that I want here, right? And instinctively, I look to the right. What do I see, guys? The blue dress that I wanted, right in front of me, exactly in my size, and it was discounted. 80% off. All right, let's get started on your reading. So, part one, you're trying to manifest something, and you're right about to give up on this idea of, it's not for me, right? And then it appears. But there's a process to what it is you're trying to manifest. Since this is a business read, maybe you're trying to manifest something before your birthday, and all right, so here's the advice. First card. You have a Shiva card. Let them talk that stuff because you're a huge deal. Censoring it because, it does not have the best of words on here. So, but anywho, this typically, when I created this card, this was my go off card, right? So it's just like, you probably have people talking, right? There's probably something you want to manifest, and people are trying to persuade you to get another option, get another dress, get another this, get another that, get another deal. You don't want another dress, you don't want another deal, you know what you want, right? So, and you could be actively searching for this, and so it's like, as you're searching for this, you know what you want, people are just talking like, oh, whatever they're saying. It's kind of like, that's a part of the background noise in order to get your manifestation, right? So let them talk, because now when people are talking, it's like you can alchemize that energy to accelerate your manifestations, right? So it's like, oh, she'll never get the dress. She'll never get this deal. He'll never do this. He'll never do that, right? And it's just like, even to the point you're like, you know what? Whatever. And then there's going to be a special invitation. Hey, let's go here, right? And you're not going to think anything of it. You're just like, all right, fine. I'm just going to go window shop, scan. I got to pick something out, right? And then you're going to find what you're looking for. So the strength here is that you got to let people talk. You got to let people have their opinions, right? Because that's still a conversion of energy in towards whatever it is you're trying to manifest. All right. Now your weakness card is, you control my tempo and you can run my show, musician in love. All right. And that's upright. So there's somebody here. There's a musician here that is in love with you. Maybe you have a weak spot for this person, but I don't see how this ties into what you're trying to. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. Got it. So, with this blue dress, right? This behind the scenes, guys. Like, this is exclusive. With this blue dress. This blue dress, right? I knew it had been confirmed that a certain person was coming to my party, right? I was very attracted to this person. Met this person in high school. Wanted to be with this person, right? So I said, man, if I had this blue dress, be walking in this dinner, all eyes are going to be on me. It's going to be like, wow, Samantha looks so beautiful. Boom. So, okay, maybe you're trying to manifest something because you want to appease somebody that has your attention, right? But I'm not seeing exactly as to why this would be considered a weak point. I hope you're not doing this for this musician. I hope you're just doing it to look good. You know what I mean? So let's clarify this. You control my tempo. Oh, okay. All right. It's not particularly your weakness, as it is this person's weakness. Maybe when they see you like in like form-fitting stuff, form-fitting dresses, is like they lose it. You know what I mean? So it's like you want somebody to go weak in the knees, and then what's zooming in is gatekeeper. So the card show up and show out in the room they swore they blocked you from, and walk gracefully past the gatekeepers you're firing upon arrival. Do it with a smile. So the fact that this is paired with the musician, maybe the musician might do this. It's like also you're manifesting something, and it's just like once you manifest it, somebody has no choice but to give you your credit. I wanted to say flowers. I don't know why, but somebody has to they can't deny it. Like who you are is undeniable at this point. So the weakness here is a musician, but it's a musician that is weak for you. Okay. Now, attributes. These two countries being allies is your financier's best move. This is a big deal, huh? You can bring two countries together, all under credibility and a form-fitting dress. I'm sorry if that sounds sexist, forgive me, please. It's just the way I'm seeing it. To be so captivating, to be so beautiful that you can cease wars. You can make opposing countries turn into allies. I mean, that says a lot, right? But this manifestation, I see it happening. But I see there's a moment where you just have to, it's like put your shoulders down and release, you know what's coming to you. You just don't know the form into which this dress, this business deal, this plan is coming to you. It's like, give that up. Like, just turn a blind eye to that, And potential threats, it's in the details. The threat is the detailing, the details. I could also be thinking, not also be thinking, I think a lot, guys, but I could take this from the perspective of the detailing in which what you're wearing, okay? So there's something in regards to, you can't just throw anything on, right? It's like two countries, right? Hypothetically speaking, God forbid, but this stuff happens. So it's part of the cycle. But let's say two countries are at war, right? And let's say specifically, this country that you're trying to bring with this other country, try to bring together with this other country. You know that the leader of this country, they have a particular thing where they hate rubies because rubies remind them of the time they didn't have it and they felt so low and down and out, and it triggers them. And this is like showing up in a dress. You're trying to bring two people together and you got rubies on, right? It's like that. So pay attention to the detailing, and yes, you can get what you manifest. Yes, you can get all eyes on you. Yes, you can be looked at like, oh man, Pawan's so beautiful. Oh man, Pawan is so handsome. But pay attention to the details of your attire. That's how you close this deal, right? All right, so let's close out. I don't want to talk too much about it. So, and I'm also supposed to tell you that your manifestation is right in plain sight. Like you see how I went to Macy's and I was just like, man, none of these things suit me. And instinctively, I just looked to the right, and there it was, right in the middle of all those clothes. And if anybody has, I mean, it's better now, right? But if anybody has gone to Macy's on 34th Street, those racks used to be horrendous. Like you would have to, it was like going into the jungle of fabrics, okay? But it was right there in my face. I didn't have to go looking for it. I didn't have to say, oh, let me just, it's when I thought I had to go looking for it that I couldn't find it. But the minute I was just like, whatever, it was right there. So your manifestation is right in plain sight. You have to see it. All right, let's close out the reading. Give up the ghost or regrets await. Why is the ghost here? Why is there a haunting here? It's like a haunting. What's haunting? Alright. You have completely changed this person's life for the better, and they want to thank you in person. What are you not releasing? Right? There's something. Okay. All right. I'm going to refer back to this blue dress. Everybody told me, go for something else. No. Right? Pick another color. No. Oh, why don't you get this instead? No. I knew what I wanted. So, right? It's like you know what you want, but you know something changed, right? In order to get to what you want or who you want it to be, or when you walk into the room, there's something that you did, right? There's something that you did that was just like, oh man, and it feels like it's almost haunting. It's like the manifestation is in plain sight, right? But it's just like this is a feeling of undeserving. Like the energy I'm picking up is like you see the blue dress, right? You can pick up the blue dress. You can more than afford the blue dress, and you're looking at it like, oh my gosh, where should I get this blue dress? Yeah, I mean, sorry guys, I get passionate. Sometimes yes. I feel like if that dress was not supposed to be for you, if that fit, if that position was not supposed to be for you, you wouldn't have found it. It wouldn't have been in plain sight. You wouldn't have said, you could have picked anything else. You could have picked any other dress, any other business deal, any other catalog, any other person, and been on some, all right, I'll do that instead. I'll wear that instead. No, you specifically wanted a particular item. You got the particular item, right? So what? Okay, smart. And then also, you are the light in the dark. Yeah, babe, it's a yes. Another Shiva card came out. Also, you gotta remember, right? The reason why I was able to walk into that Thai restaurant, I love Thai guys and Italian, but the reason why I was able to walk into that Thai restaurant with that blue dress on and get the desired results I wanted is because I was willing to work for what I wanted. I was willing to pay for what I wanted, and I was willing to search for what I wanted. Okay? So when the next time somebody sees you and they say, oh, that's a nice dress, right? You don't think of it like, oh, I don't deserve this dress, because no, you put in the work to get the dress. Put on the dress, honey. But just if you're using this dress to bring countries together, I would pay attention to what is on the attire, what is being said, right? What is the message you're trying to convey walking into the room, let alone walking into the room with the outfit that you have on, What do you want it to speak? Because sometimes outfits speak for you before you even have to open your mouth. All right, that's your reading, Godwin. Hey, Pop Tooth, let's get started on your reading. So the key to your next manifestation. All right, so near-death experience, grandmother hospitalized. Okay, so check this out. I know, sorry, it starts off intense, right? But I promise, I'm going somewhere with this. So, part 2. There was a situation that happened, right, where my grandmother was hospitalized. Now, there's something to do with the grandmother here, but, all right, just keep in mind, sometimes I zone in on things, and I'll cut myself off to mention what's being highlighted in my mind, because if I leave it, it's just going to stay there until I actually say it, all right? So, grandmother is highlighted. So, my grandmother was in the hospital, and there was one time where she was sleeping, right? And so there was a moment in time where my mother and I went to visit her. And so my grandmother is talking to my mom, and she said, there was a moment where she was on a beach and this huge beam of light had opened up, right? And she was looking at the light, and it was like such a relaxing, calming feeling. And she said that my mom came to her in child form and told her to run away from the lights, right? And so my mom in child form took her hand and said, run, mommy, run, right? So they started running. And as they started running away from the light, they were laughing and joking and everything like that. And she woke up, right? And so I remember remembering that story and thinking to myself, yo, if she went into that light, she would have died, right? But there's something about that. There's something about a grandmother's light, right? And maybe you're just like, so this person, Pal too, you could have had a near-death experience. And it's just like, maybe it's your grandmother coming to you, or maybe it was like a child, somebody came to you in child form. I don't know why I wanted to say came into you, okay? But came to you in child form and was just like, you have to run, like run from the lights. So, yeah. All right, so let's get started on your reading. SWOT analysis on what it is you're trying to do for your next manifestation. The first card, many sacrifices, many secrets, many regrets, but no one loves the way you do. So that is your strength. Your weakness is sometimes the best thing to do is close both eyes so you can open a very important one. But that's in reverse. Is your third eye blocked or something? Or do you... Okay. Attributes. This person has revoked their player card. Why? A little birdie told them you're single now. And sorry, that was a decision maker card. And then there's a final one, potential threats. This is another decision making card, but it says step down and resign respectfully before things get out of hand and you have to answer questions you never intended to. Okay. Somebody's trying to communicate with you on the other side, but I feel like you've been through so much that I don't know if you really believe on the other side. Like, do you really believe that you have guardian angels? Do you believe that angels walk over you? Walk over you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Fountain, bear with me. Do you believe that angels are watching over you? That's what I meant to say. Walking over you? Maybe. I mean, you could be that spiritually in tune that you'll see like an angel. You'll lift the veil from time to time and you'll just see them walking about like, okay, do. So you could be a highly like spiritual person, but I don't know why. There's a part of you that feels like this is not real. You know what I mean? Like guardian angels are not real. Like sometimes you say like they have to be watching over me. And then there are other times you're just like, no, it's not real. It's just a figment of my imagination. It's just in my mind. It's not real. It can't possibly be real. No way. Okay. And you're entitled to your opinion, you know? But with this manifestation and this business deal, you are... There's a bit of confusion because it's like you're using your intuitive knowledge, but you also could be thinking about the level of power a person or people or companies hold to the point you're just like, I don't know if I should say that. I don't know if I should speak my opinion. Like, I'm picking up somebody that was so used to just speaking their opinion like super fast, and then politics got involved, and then they realized the gravity of their words, and it's just like, I don't know. Where they used to be like, I'm gonna just say it. It's like, I don't know. All right. So let's see. Let's talk about this. Sometimes the best thing to do is to close both eyes. Are you making decisions with your eyes wide open, but you're not listening to your third eye? Like, what's happening here? All right. So the card that came out was this: love and union inspired heavens and moved spiritual mountains. You're afraid to tell. This is giving me the energy of, how is this mixed in with business? It's like you're afraid to tell somebody that you love them. It's like you want to work with them, but you're in love with them. Somebody scratches the back of their head a lot too. Like when they get nervous, they do like it's like one of those uncomfortable like back of the head scratches. So, not to make you uncomfortable, pal too, but the key to your manifestation is to admit what you feel. But I feel like you have to admit this first in order to like see it in an external form. This love and union inspired the heavens and moved spiritual mountains. And this is my divine counterpart card. Holy. Oh, this is competition. Don't tell me it's over. I won't accept it. I want another chance again. Okay, another decision maker card out here. All right, so here's the thing. Here's what I'm picking up in regards to business. You have a passed over loved one that's trying to tell you, run from the lights, right? Stay away from the lights. Now, the light can be anything you interpret it to be, okay? However, I also feel like this person is trying to lead you and guide you to admit your feelings for somebody, right? However, there is a approach here. You feel, well, maybe if I hire this person first, right? Maybe if I hire this person first and I work with them, work one-on-one with them, collaborate with them, sooner or later, everything's mixed in, then I can tell them, hey, I have feelings for you and, I'd like to have a relationship with you. All right, so essentially that is the plan, right? But the weakness is you actually have to admit that you want to plan this out. Like, I see you not wanting to admit something. It's either you don't want to admit that this person, you want to have a relationship with them, or they're your divine counterpart. You don't want to admit something to them. So if you don't want to admit something to them, but yet you want to manifest a relationship with them, what are you fearful of? Because you're afraid of something. Oh, my typical owl, true owl card came out. Whoa. It says, forgive yourself and what you have put them through, then forgive them for the same lack of self-acceptance is the hurdle, but that's in reverse. You're trying to protect, okay, got it. You are trying to protect this person from your lifestyle, okay? Maybe your lifestyle comes with a lot of lights. So you could, decision makers out here, you're definitely a celebrity, okay? Or you're somebody in a public eye, public figure, but it's like, you love someone, but you want their lifestyle to remain as normal as possible because once word gets out that, you're dating this person or you're affiliated with this person, it's like, they're going to come after them, right? And you just want to, you just want to love this person, but it's just like your day-to-day is so, it feels over the top, right? And there's so much of a spotlight on you that you feel like you may scare this person or you may overwhelm this person or maybe a bit too much, right? Intuitively, this person is your divine counterpart though. But it's the change, it's the shift, right? But if you come across somebody where you have the type of love that inspires the heavens, and the heavens can be, you can take it as heaven and hell, right? Or you could take it as like the heavens, like you inspire the paradise in another person's mind to want to love like yours, or to love the way you love, or to experience the love the way that you do in your present or future relationship, right? That says a lot, right? So you could just, the manifestation is, yes, you can manifest this person, you can manifest being with this person, working with this person, being a powerhouse couple with this person. You have to admit it first, And maybe you had some ways about you in the past. Maybe you, I'm picking out, because it's 3 decision makers out here, so like really powerful people. But maybe you had some ways about you, or maybe you're just like, oh, I'm single now. It's been a while. I can, do whatever I want, sleep with whoever I want. But it's kind of like you're willing to give up all of that because this person is single. It's like you're going to be happy with your divine counterpart. Can you admit that though, right? So what is this about? The step down and resign, because that's your potential threat. Maybe that's the person, because I also see you trying to protect somebody that you love and that you're going to be a powerhouse couple with from somebody in a position of power. So, potential threats. Talk about Esther. Yeah, they're going to want your person. That's a given. Bottom of the deck, what does the concept let there be light mean to you? Yeah, they're going to want your person, of course. Are you kidding me? Like, your person is a treasure to the world. It's like finding the rarest treasure on earth, right? One of one. Nobody else like this person. And they're just like, man, this person is single. I want to be with them. No, I want to be with them. No, there's a lot of options coming in. Of course. But you know the difference between these options and you? You're actually this person's divine counterpart. Like, you're actually meant for this person. So, and I feel like you want to grow with this person. You want to do business with this person. You guys can really grow, like, together. And you can grow together very beautifully. But I think you think about options and you're just like, no. Like, I don't want anybody else to have this person. I don't want anybody else to see this person. Look at this person. I just want this person all for myself. And it's kind of like, okay, you gotta tell them that though? All right? Yeah. For someone, I don't know. This could not resonate with everybody, but for someone, like, your boss, there's somebody higher than you or higher up that knows who you're talking to, and they think the world of your person, right? They're just like, yo, is this person, but this person is married. So that's another advantage you have over this person. Like, your boss is married, but they're like, you know that they think to themselves, like, if this person, like, if they were married and this person came their way, that was it. They were gonna, like, just sweep them off the market. But part 2, your message for your manifestation is open that third eye. Just stay away from the lights as much as possible. And, you know, when you're ready, I'm not going to rush you, right? Because you work in your own time. But eventually you're going to have to tell this person. Because if the threat is that somebody is willing to resign, step down, give up everything they have to be with this person because they know you're just like, I need more time. I just need more time. I just need more time. They're going to swoop in. Like, I see that this person, when it comes to what they want, they could be, whoever this person is that's not your person's divine counterpart, they can be absolutely ruthless in regards to getting what they want. Like, she's single, he's single, no problem, right? So, part 2, let's close up. So, lovers must lie to protect you from the ones they lay down with. I feel like you think you're, you could also think that you're protecting your person or your future partner from an ex, or you're protecting them from the gossip, the lies, the he said, she said, by not really saying anything. But it's like, would you rather the truth come from the horse's mouth? And in this case, I mean, like, the source. Would you rather the truth come from the source or the truth come from, or you detach yourself or say, you know what? I'm just not going to talk to them for a bit. I'm not going to keep a consistent level of communication. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait and build up and build up and build up and wait and wait and wait. And then in the midst of you building up weight, trying to create this perfect future of what you consider it to be, somebody comes in, like an ex comes in, or a friend of an ex comes in and says, oh, are you so-and-so? Well, you know? So it's just like, I understand protection from that sense of you're trying to protect this person from your past, but also don't leave room for your past to come in and reach this person before you actually state what it is. All right, so one more card to close out. I thought I was going to do business here, wasn't it? But the fact that I'm not picking up any business move cards, or I'm not picking up like in regards to making money, this just lets me know that you are living comfortably, okay? So science versus spirituality, logic versus faith versus fate. And it makes me think about John Legend. Oh my gosh. It makes me think about the song from John Legend called Fate, F-A-T-E. But that there's a point in the song where he says, ain't no shortcuts where we come from. We make diamonds from the breadcrumbs. We know every single turn, right? End all be all. Yes, it's fated to happen. What this is fated to happen. But you know what's also fated? When you and this person become a unit, or you decide to be a powerhouse couple, if you are not a powerhouse couple already, what's fated to happen is other people, whether they're in relationships or not, they're going to approach this person. They're going to approach you. They're going to try to make it seem like they're the best thing since sliced bread. You might as well just leave the person you're with, or they're the best thing since sliced bread. They might as well leave you in the dust and go with them, right? But this love is so powerful. This union is so powerful that even if a person literally threw their panties or their underwear at you, you'd be like, no thanks. Where's my wife? No thanks. Where's my husband? You know? Pile 2, that's your reading. Okay, pile 3, let's get started on your reading. So, pile 3, manifestation. You have a very interesting manifestation, and you have a very unique gift. So, your manifestation is that you are going to be your future employer's employer. Okay? Now, the picture is a representation of like doing business and what have you, right? But it also gives me a sense of when you get hired by whoever this person is that wants to hire you, you're going to get to the point where you are going to decide for your boss who to work with, who to hire, who to cut ties with, who to end contracts with. You're going to be in a really, really, really high position of power, okay? And the reason why I need to tell you this is because your gift is you can literally walk into any establishment that's hiring, any field, and get the job on the spot. Now, the manifestation that I got for you was when I was in high school, I was 15, and I had a best friend who was working at a pie company. And so she was selling desserts and just doing, and I was just like, oh, that's super cool. And so one day she tells me, she's like, oh, come meet me at the thing. Come meet me at my job. Come pick me up so we could go from there. Because we were going to do something. I can't remember. I don't know if we were going to go to eat or we were just going to like hang out. There's something we were supposed to do. So I said, okay, I'll meet you at your job. So I get to the place. It's a nice place. The smell, guys, the aroma, the pies, the cakes, the muffins, the cookies, the quiches. Oh my God. So anywho, I remember going in and it was like a booth setup. For some, they may be familiar with like New York City. It's like West 14th Street and like 8th Avenue. I think that's where I was at. But it wasn't too far from like the W Hotel, right? This is so crazy. Right next to the pie company was a tie spot, but it was like high-end tie, and I used to get that tie for free because this lady used to come in, she used to hook us up. Okay, anywho, I digress. So I walk and I go through and I take time to like take the train, go meet up with my friend, and I walk in and the smell is just like, oh my gosh, it just smells so great, it smells so good in here. So I'm sitting down and I'm waiting for my friend, and so this guy comes up to me. He's behind the counter. I'm not thinking anything of it. He's got a plaid shirt on, cool, real chill. And so he's just like, oh, you waiting for someone? I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for my friend. She works here. And then I was looking around and I was just like, man, it smells so good in here. It's so nice. And then he was just like, oh yeah. He was like, you should try a couple of the pieces of pie. They're really good. And they were known for their sour cream apple walnut, right? So I was just like, yeah. And I was just smelling everything. I was like, oh man, it smells so good. So we're just having light conversation. And then he goes, hey, you seem like a nice person. You looking for work? I said, well, I don't have a job, but, I don't really have any experience in the field. And he was just like, when can you start, right? I swear to God, Patri, from there, any place I walked into or any place I zoned in on, and I was just like, yeah, I want to work here. Doesn't matter if I had the experience or not, I got the job. Okay, so that's why I say, Patri, you have this gift, right, of being able to just get whatever you want, work with whoever you want, be with whoever you want. Like, that's your superpower. I think it's a superpower, right? But that's a superpower, right? Because where a lot of people would have to do this long drawn process, you walk in, you have a brief conversation, not realizing, because I never knew that was the boss I was talking to, right? He was the owner. But not realizing who you're talking to or who you're conveying this message, like just being your authentic self, and boom, when can you start? So because of this, you end up being your employer's employer, okay? So, Patrick, let's get started on your reading. First card, Strength. You are irresistible and charming. Use it to your advantage. Hello. Patrick, hello. What did I say I was going to start calling you guys until I had a name? Honey, hello. Okay? You are irresistible and charming. Use it to your advantage. I said, wow, it smells so great in here. You should try it. Oh, I know. It's just, got any experience? Right? He already knew. This man already knew he was going to hire me. And I just thought, oh, we're just having a regular conversation. Right? So use your best assets and qualities to your advantage. You're charming, you're attractive, you're magnetic, you're irresistible. You got the Marilyn Monroe effect. No matter the skin color, use it. Okay? Now, weakness. Time to resurrect and redirect. Time to collect your good fortune in reverse. Top 3. It's time for you to cash out, right? You've got a lot of good karma that you have accumulated over the years, and this is good karma. This karma is leading to your financial success. It's time to cash out. I think you've just been building, and you think, oh, well, I have great ties, I have great connections, I have, like, some people I can turn, like, you have no idea. You have no idea who you can turn to, right? Especially in this case scenario. So, I also see, too, like, if you own a business, and if you're running a business, and it's like you go from employee to employer. That's what I put at the top too, because there was a select few. Like, you are not supposed to be in a position to where you work for someone anymore, like the 9 to 5 or like 8 to 4 or 6 to kind of setup. You're not supposed to be doing that anymore. So now it's like you have shifted to the point. It's just like, yeah, bosses hire you, but it's just like bosses make the executive decisions that you think would be best for their company, right? So it's time for you to just pretty much realize and remember, like, you got gifts and you got abilities, and to use it to your advantage. Who knows? You could be, because I'm seeing like an original deck of tarot. You also could be a tarot reader, right? And so you're thinking, oh, well, these are just for like entertainment purposes, but somebody is really relying on you for their next steps in business. Like, you have no idea, right? And so you have to use that to your advantage. Of course, you want it to be for the highest good of everybody involved, and you want to help people out. But don't forget to cash out, okay? All right, so attributes. They are so in love with you and actually want to admit it. Okay, so you have a decision maker that's looking at you. Now, this decision maker, I can see it from a standpoint, because whoever this is married, right? So I can see it from a standpoint of they actually love the way that you work. And then it's making me think about that song, I Like the Way You Move by Outkast, right? So somebody likes the way you move in a sense of like you're not your average everyday typical, hey, yeah, I can work the 9 to 5, I could push papers. Like, sure. Like, there's so much more to you than pushing papers. Like, I hope you know that. Or than working under like someone and you feel like overworked and underpaid. I hope you know that. Okay. So that's your attribute. Like, you are loved and adored, appreciated, just how you operate. And your potential threats, all right, is I'm trying to be your one and only. Side note, this person is protective. All right, so this is another decision maker. But I see this person could be more so on a possessive side, like, no, you're mine. Mine, oh mine, right? Like, very possessive energy. And so, I don't understand why this person would be considered a threat unless this is a decision maker. Money's not an issue, right? But I feel like you could be dealing with somebody that is trying to put you in a position of, I don't want you working for anybody, right? Like, I don't want you to have to lift a finger. Like, you have people out there, or partners out there, that would prefer their partner to live a life where it's simple, It's just like the day-to-day is simple. It's like you do everything you want to do, and it's just like easier. You don't have to worry about, oh, how am I going to pay these bills? How am I going to do this? You don't have to worry about that, right? So you're dealing with somebody who wants to put you in that position of, like, I'm going to say a soft life, okay? Somebody wants to give you the soft life, but they know in giving you the soft life, they don't want you working for anybody else. And then I kind of smirked and chuckled because I remember this Instagram meme I saw where this African-American male is taking his stuff out of the bag, like taking his bags out of the car, and he's about to go on his private plane. And he was like, I feel so bad for my future spouse because she's working, trying to get her career in order, and I'm about to give her the soft life, right? So I started laughing, but I feel like it's like this, like the threat here is somebody is not really a threat, as somebody wants to come in and just give you the life of your dreams without you having to like lift a finger. But you're in a position, I feel like the reason why you are in a position that you are in and you have these gifts and these abilities is because you could be of service to the people, right? It's like, I see you being there's no better option. Like, if I had to choose anybody to work with, if I had to choose anybody to hire to help me grow my business, and it's going to be top 3. So, all right. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Anything else I'm supposed to tell you? Supposed to tell you that you already shifted into your desired reality, And if you're going in, let's say you don't want to work for anybody. Let's say you don't want anybody to give you the soft life. Let's say you want to give yourself the soft life first. This way you know, okay, this is how I want to be treated because I treat myself this way, right? I see you with the same confidence you have to walk into any place and you can get the job. Do it for your business. Like, no matter what you create, no matter what store you want to open up, no matter what business you want to walk into or what industry you want to dabble in, walk in with a sense of confidence. Like, no matter what I do, I'm bound to be successful. And you are, like, clearly, right? All right, let's close. So, love, it costs nothing to say you're sorry. Where is this supposed to go? Somebody could be sorry that they doubted you, because this is going right next to they are so in love with you and actually want to admit it. And it's like, love, it costs nothing to say you're sorry. It's like somebody wants to apologize, but they also want to give you your credit. Like, oh, I didn't know I was overlooking the wrong person. It's like, all right, this month came out, required for this alchemy mundane element. Yeah. Somebody didn't know just how much of a light you were supposed to be to the world. So maybe they just saw it from the standpoint of, oh, they love what you do, but it's not to be, it's just like a light read, right? But I also see this as like somebody looking at you. Maybe this person took one of your readings and said, okay, what should I do next in business, right? What should I do next in regards to career? And they came to you in your readings and they actually made a profit, or they're going to make a profit. And so they're looking at you like, this sorry is just like, it just feels like a sorry I overlooked you. Yeah, now they want to support you, because the card that came out was rally and support no matter the skin color. Yeah, so you have a decision maker that's out there. Maybe they're from two different worlds, maybe different, ethnic backgrounds here. But they're looking at you like, oh, okay. Right. All right. Pile 3. One more card. One more? Are we going to do one more? Okay, look at that. Jeez. I shouldn't have. All right, so make love to me tonight and you'll see many future warriors. This is falling under the decision maker that is protective. Yes, pile 3, with this territory of this level of confidence, this niche, this knack, what it is that you do, you're going to be desired, honey. I mean, people are going to want you. And then it's okay. All right, that's a part of the territory. Pile 3, that's your reading. Okay, pile 4, last but not least. So, this reading is going to be, if you see the picture, right? So the picture is, you got two federal agents that's looking for somebody. You got somebody that's over these federal agents' head, right? And they're running. And then you have, if you look close in the picture, you're going to see a piece of fried shrimp in the back, right? And it's over a woman's head in a cubicle. That's me, right? So the manifestation here is fried shrimp. Bear with me, pile 4. Okay, so I got to tell you the backstory of why I wanted this fried shrimp. All right, so anyway, I worked as a telemarketer in the city, right? And so I remember I worked with a array of people, it was just a good diverse mix, right? Like a really diverse office, I'm gonna say, so for lack of a better term. So I remember there was this one time, there's a guy, his name was Jeffrey, but everybody called him Jeff, and he worked close with the employer of the company, right? And so there was a time where he wasn't there on a regular basis, and he didn't have to be because he was the right hand of the employer. So he'd come in sometimes, and then there was a time where he was just like by the desk, or he was by his cubicle, and he was just like, oh, so and so would never fire me because I've done so much for this company, and I've been here from the beginning and when they started, and there's so much I did for so and so, for protection purposes, so and so. So so he was under the impression that, okay, he would never lose his job, right? He's been here from the beginning of time. The employer's not going to fire him, right? Anywho, long story short, I never really knew the guy per se. I just knew he was very like, he tried to be funny. He was very short, like not in height, but he was very short in conversations. He didn't like long drawn conversations. So there was one time where he came in and he bought some fried shrimp. And he said, "Hey, Samantha, would you like some fried shrimp?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so we shared a container of fried shrimp. Like, it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, that shrimp was good, right? And so I take a piece of shrimp. I'm like, "This shrimp is so good." He's like, "Yeah." And I don't know what came over him. I don't know if it was me. I don't know. But he starts talking about everything he did for the company, right? And so, guys, you got to remember at this time, I'm what, 19, 20? Even at 19, 20, I'm 37 now, 19, 20, I had no idea when somebody was describing white collar crimes to me. I had no idea about the bribery and money laundering, and I had no idea about shit like that. So I was just like, all right, but he put it in a way that I understood, right? But without saying names, right? So he was just like, yeah, because I had to do a few shares, and then I had to put some stuff here and do this and do that. I'm thinking, oh wow, this guy has a lot of bank accounts. I'm not thinking anything else, right? I'm like, this guy has a lot of bank accounts and a lot of overseas places. Okay, so we're having this conversation, and the whole time in my mind, I'm like, yo, this fried shrimp is so good, right? So long story short, he goes and he tells me, yeah, because I got some really powerful people looking for me, but I'm not trying to get caught. So I tried to get my wife to go with me to the beach and, to go to a private island. She didn't want to go, and, but I can't leave her because she has my son. And then I'm just like, oh, well, here's the thing about me, Power 4. Whenever I put "that's crazy," "damn," and "yo" in the same sentence, I'm intrigued with the conversation, right? So he's like, "But I can't do that." And then he said, "Yeah, they got into an argument." And then she started crying. She was like, "That's why I called them on you, and they're coming after you right now." And then he was like, "Why would you do that? You're the one I want to spend my life with, and you're trying to like throw me in jail." White collar crime shit, right? So anyway, I remember after he told me all of that, I was like eating the shrimp, and I said, "Damn, that's crazy, yo." I could not describe it in any other way, but damn, that's crazy. That is some crazy craziness, right? And so I remember he sat back down at the desk. I was like, "Jeff, let me ask you something. Where you got that shrimp from?" Right? So he's like, "Oh, it's a nice spot several blocks down and around the corner." I was like, "You know the name?" He's like, "Nah, I don't know the name, but it's a great place though, right?" I was like, "Yeah, the shrimp is good." He's like, "Yeah, it's really good." 5 minutes later, this guy is at his desk. He looks at me and he's just like, "I gotta go," right? And as he's packing up to leave, he leaves. He rushes to get out of the office so fast that it looked like he damn near flew out of the window. Like he was rushing so fast, right? So that's where the image is coming from. All right, so he leaves, right? So I'm just like, he just left abruptly, right? And I thought about the fried shrimp, and then I thought about him leaving. I was just like, I sized him up in my mind. I kid you not, Power 4. And I said, this guy don't got people looking for him. He's talking that shit, right? He's just talking shit. He don't got anybody checking for him, right? But like 30 minutes later, you see these two diesel ass detectives walk into the office. And these guys were like, these are like, what's the definition of big boys, right? What's the definition of that? Because I saw the city version of that off of just that night, and I was like, oh shit, he wasn't lying. So they went directly into the office where my manager was, not the employer, but my manager was at the time, and they said, have you seen this person? We're looking for him for, bribery, X, Y, and Z, and all these white collar crime shit, right? So, and I'm looking, and I'm so shocked. I was like, oh shit, he was telling the truth. So I'm looking at them, and I was just like, oh my God, right? They leave. And I'm just like, that's crazy, right? So then word gets out in the office. Yeah, feds are looking for Jeff. They're looking, they can't find him. He hasn't been here in the office, X, Y, and Z. So I had like 2 friends at the time in the office that I knew from high school, right? Well, one from high school, one from the actual office. And they were just talking about it, and then everybody was talking about it. I was like, yeah. I was like, but you know what? He brought in some fried shrimp the other day, and I want to know, like, where did he get that shrimp from? So my friend from high school was like, Samantha, this man has feds on his back and you're asking about where he got the fried shrimp. She was like, you're such a bitch. And I was just like, no, I mean, it is not my problem, right? I didn't send the feds on him. I didn't tell him, hey, do this, do that, and do whatever kind of trading behind the scenes he was. I didn't do that, right? So I'm just like, I just want to know because we had an amazing conversation while I had some fried shrimp. I want to know where he got that fried shrimp. Boom, left it, right? Jeff comes in the office like 2 weeks later. Very short, of course. That's just Jeff, right? So comes in, and then I'm working at a different section of the office now because it was a huge space in the city. And so I remember hearing a dispute, and all I heard was just tell them where you got it from, right? And he was just like, oh, but it's, it's really nothing. Because he had the mindset of supply and demand. As long as I got the information, you're always going to need me. Like, that's just the way he operated, right? So that happened. And I was just like, all right, well, and then he left. I didn't see him after that. Like, after he came back 2 weeks later and it was like a morning kind of shift, he dipped. And so that week, my high school friend at the time that called me, what she called me, which I don't think I was. I just wanted to know where the fried shrimp came from. She was like, yo, I found a location for the fried shrimp. I'm like, no way, right? So that's what the dispute was about. And so, because when he came in, she saw him and she asked him, hey, where'd you get that from? And he was just like, oh, yeah, it's a nice place, right? But he never said anything. So then it took for an older guy to ask him, like, and that's what the dispute came in. It's like, why don't you just tell them where you got it from? And then he told the older guy told my friend told me. So she was like, yo, Friday, we're gonna go there. So I was like, all right. So Friday comes, we go to the spot. I get my fried shrimp, I get my French fries, and I'm just like, this is nice. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm done, right? Because I had already reached my manifestation. Now, part 4. I don't know who you are in this one. In this case scenario, you could be the employer, you could be the Jeff, you could be Samantha, hell, you could be the fried shrimp. Who knows? But let's get started on the reading. Now, first card. Those who can do and those who can't teach others to do it better. Okay, so I'm talking to a teacher. And you could have like a company or you could have like a lot of people. Is there a Jeff in your mix? I think there is a Jeff in your mix. Maybe somebody that feels like you can't fire them because they were there from start to finish. I mean, to finish. Nope. They were there from start and they want to be there. When you say, you know what? You're willing to just like move forward, retire, and not have to like handle, like you get to hand off the day-to-day, right? To someone else. Like they wanted to be there for that duration of time. But I'm also seeing like this person gets into a lot of like stuff behind the scenes. Like there's a lot of bribery going on here, right? Another time I'm not thinking like, because I'm referring back to like when this Jeff guy would tell me all these stories and he would put it in such a way where I'm not thinking it's a crime, but at the same time, I don't know it's a fucking crime, right? So, anywho, happened. And I was just like, all right, so you could be dealing with somebody that makes decisions on the low for behalf of the company. And it's just like, you think they're making the right decisions, but I don't know, this feels like some underhanded, under the table type of stuff. But they want you to get caught for it. All right, so let's see. So, best to control the direction of the wind as opposed to the wind itself. That's in reverse. Okay, so your weakness for your SWOT analysis, you're overseeing, right? You could be overseeing or somebody could be overseeing for you. There needs to be an in-depth evaluation on everybody. I mean, everybody that started this company with you from the beginning and want to see it all the way through to the end. There's something, because somebody's like behind the scenes, right? This is somebody who maybe they don't boast, maybe they're very like short with their sentences, but this is somebody who feels like, oh, they're the right hand to you. You're never gonna fire them. So it feels, and it could be a masculine energy. It could be a masculine energy too, because the way he was just talking, like he just knew so much stuff, right? Not to me, but just in general, like the way he was talking about, oh, I'll never get fired. It's like he knew too much, or he knew he could be too much of a detriment to the company if he got fired, right? And so he didn't get fired, but he left because there was way too much heat on him in regards to like the feds. Feds were like checking for him. They weren't checking for the employer, right? But I also think about it like, who did that though? You know what I mean? Like, he was so used to being on the run all the time. Who did it? Like, who told the feds he was working at this particular job at this particular location between this time and that time? Could have been his, wife that was just on some, oh yeah, that's why I called the feds on you, and they're coming to pick you up and throw you in jail because she didn't want to run away to a private island. Could have been her. Could have been anybody. But it's just like, who's more likely, right? Like, really think about this, Power 4. And I hope you can catch what I'm throwing down. Really think about it. Who is more likely to send these feds on that person? All right, and just think about it like that. So, anyway, having to do this evaluation, making sure you cross your T's and you dot your I's, okay? Now, your attributes is, do you know how loved and adored you are? People, I heard, go to war. You have people that will go to war for you. You have people that will fight for you. You have people that will defend your honor, defend your company, right? Even if they got to go up against, I don't know, the Jeff of your office, right? Because when it's all said and done, he could talk a whole bunch of shit, right? He could say, oh, I got this in this offshore account, that offshore account, that offshore account. But he was running. You know what I mean? Like, there was no sense of, all right, I can sit down comfortably in this office, have some pieces of fried shrimp, knowing that nobody's checking for me. No, he was always on the go, right? So you don't have to be that way. You're the employer of this person. There is no need for you to run, right? So whatever this is, this energy of, I want to put you in the hot seat because I know what I know, even though they're the ones doing the bribing, but you're the employer, so they want to put you in the hot seat. Do not let this person put you in the hot seat. Do not let this person make you feel like you got to run. I don't even think half of the, like, if you're dealing with a lawsuit, right? I don't even think that is yours to be dealing with. I think this is why I'm saying there needs to be a deeper investigation. Investigate the people you hired. Investigate the people that said, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be with you to the end. Investigate the right hands. Even if it's more than one, investigate all of them. Because it's like, I would rather you know who this person is, this person gets let go, than you have the heat on you for all the underhanded deals you didn't know this person was making. Right? So this is like trying to take you out from the inside. Don't let it happen. All right, part 4. Now, your threats. Is this king is on a rampage? Use that to your advantage. It's queen, but it's a reverse, so I'm going to take it as king. So this is a masculine energy, okay? Use it to your advantage. It's lucrative. Makes a statement. Apply pressure. Push buttons. Make a scene. They'll catch on. Checkmate. Reverse. They're not going to catch on. I feel like you're highly intelligent. And yes, you may be dealing with an highly intelligent person too, okay? But you're very clever. So by the time this interrogation, by the time this evaluation happens, they're not even going to be thinking twice about it. Like this is, and it's the confidence on this person, right? It's kind of like, yeah, we're going to do an evaluation on everybody today and X, Y, and Z. This is like somebody thinking, oh, they don't have to do it. They're your right hand, powerful. They don't have to do it. Like that's for the new hires, not the people who have been here already. It's just like, no, everybody, right? It's like something that you do. I don't know if you're gonna host. My God, I don't know if you're gonna hold a meeting or something, or you're gonna do like and everybody has to be there. Like it's a mandatory meeting, and it could be like a face-to-face thing. I mean, it could be anything. I don't know the strategy into which you have, but whatever strategy this is that you're going to create, it works. Okay, let's close out your reading. Oh, so the manifestation is for you, powerful. The source of what you want, your manifestation, you are going to get it from the person you least expect. I was not expecting my former friend from high school to come up to me on some, I got the location for the fried shrimp spot, right? Especially after what she said to me. She was just like, oh, the feds are on this guy, and you're worried about fried, or you want to know about fried shrimp. You're such a bee, right? I was just like, but his problem is not my problem. He introduced me to the fried shrimp, so that's what I want, right? And I got it anyway. So I say it like this. Even though you were like let's say you are showcasing like authenticity. Like, listen, I know this person has this going on, but this is what I want. It's like your manifestation comes, but it comes from a person who maybe they're going to criticize you, maybe they're going to critique you and be on some, oh, why did why did you have to say it like that, or why are you being so insensitive, or why are you coming off like you could care less about really what's happening? And it's just like you are at the point where it's not your problem, right? So you're not going to make something your problem. Like, Jeff is cool, but I'm not going to make his bribery and his white collar crimes my problem. You know what I mean? So let's close up. Oh. All right, so the computer card came out. It's very seldom computer cards come out, but the computer card is like a head connected to all these cords, and then it has a heart right in the center of it, and the heart is blocking the air. So anyway, says they are meant to protect you, and you're meant to heal them. That's in reverse. Yeah, it's somebody that works for you that feels like they know too much. They feel like they can take you from the inside out. It could be a hostile takeover. Man, like, I'm grateful that I don't understand the process of what makes a person go from making the amount of money that they do. Because I feel like this person has a comfortable lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's not like this person is begging for scraps. And then they're just like, they got to come in and they got to work for you. Like, no, this person makes a really, to say decent living would be an understatement, right? This person makes really great money because they work with you. And it's just like I will not ever understand the process of what makes a person look at you, say to themselves, oh yeah, I'm the right hand of this person, and I make this amount of money, but I want the company, but I want this person's position. Like, it's kind of weird, you know? So, let's see. And so the card that you have here is phosphorus element needed for this level of alchemy, RNA, DNA, RNA, ATP. Okay, this is going to sound a little weird, but the person that this is meant for, they're going to get it. You designed this person. Okay, so when you were in the midst of creating this company, right? There was a point in time where you designed a reality to where this person was supposed to be created, and this person was created to train you on how to not be taken out from the inside out. So this is I'm definitely speaking to somebody who believes in like shifting, altering. Like, you are a teacher, right? So you taught this person, and it's just like in the midst of you teaching, you knew, like, you had a feeling, okay, at some point in time in me running this company and me working with this person, or this person working for me, right? This person is going to try to underhand me and take my position. And you knew it on a subconscious level, okay? You knew this, and you said, but it's like your super subconscious said, but this is perfect practice. So this way, you cannot be taken out in the future. And your conscious self said, all right, let's do it then. That's what I'm picking up here. And so this person is designed to, yes, come up against you, but this person is meant to train you on how to not be taken out. Okay. Anything else? Let's clarify the attributes. Do you know how loved and adored you are? Yeah, this makes so much sense. Look at this. All right, so the card that came out was a decision maker card. It says, you are your only prison. Gently open the door and set yourself free. Yeah, this person wants you to be in fear because they got physical evidence on alchemy, or some level of alchemy or something like that. And then I can also see it as this person is imprisoned. I feel like this person works very closely with you. So I don't understand. It's like, clarify this you're your only person. Because I can see it as multiple masculine energies. There's one masculine energy that, yes, wants to take you out. like take you out from the inside, like it's an inside job, right? They're not successful. But then I also see somebody that like there's a masculine energy that cares for you, that knows you're going to come out of this. You just have to see that, right? So it's, and I feel like whoever this person is, it's just like you're gonna come out of this somewhere. You're gonna do everything that you need to do. This person is related to you because I keep focusing in on DNA, DNA, DNA. So something's in your DNA. The gangster. Sorry, I said the gangster. The gangster versus the businessman. Any difference? Not really. Difference in mindset. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? But there's really no difference. So maybe you have to like put your back into something, or something requires you to have a backbone with this person. Because I feel like this person knows that you could be firm and assertive, but they don't know that side. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll put it as an example, right? It's kind of like, let's say you come from a place where you come from humble beginnings. And during these humble beginnings, you had to work on your anger issues because you're about that life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not up for discussion. But that was a part of you that's just like, psh, that's the past you. You know who you are. Somebody thinks, okay, you're just a great businessman, you're professional, you're polite all the time. Like, we're not going to get a rise out of you. You're just that calm, cool, and collected. Somebody does not know that side of you, the side that came from humble beginnings, the temper side of you. They don't know how angry you could get. Somebody does not know how assertive you really could be. Like, to my friend, right? I just wanted to know, where do you get that fried shrimp? She was just like, feds are looking for him. You just care about shrimp. Oh, you're such a bitch, right? But in my mind, I'm just like, nah, that food was good. Where's it from, right? So somebody does not know that you could get like this. And I feel like it's a person that's trying to take you out. But once they see this side of you, somebody needs to see this side of you to know, like, oh shit, I messed with the wrong person. Yeah, they did. Hey, what did they think? Because you're in bespoke suits now that you're not gonna come on. All right, let's close out the reading. Let's close this out. So, a complete and total ending to this magician. No gender exclusions. No one involved is safe. That's inverted though. No, it's not a complete ending to this person because you gotta take them out. And I don't mean take them out in a way like, oh, they disappeared. You have to remove the bad apple to stop the pie from spoiling. Part 4, that is your reading. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a bonus read. This is not a pre-shuffled, so I'll do a bonus read on what you need to know. If you click it, then that means it's going to resonate with you or who you're inquiring about. And if you don't, I'm okay. Alright, so we have, person has a lot of options. This is a Nefertari and Ramses the second kind of love. So divine counterparts, divine union. Egyptian mythology could be important here. Rewrite the story, alter the past, and quantum jump. All right. So this is in regards to like a shift. Something is shifting or something has shifted. And let's see. Yeah, the Osiris card came out too. It says it's time to let yourself be reborn and cleansed again. So it's like integrating those shadow aspects into the light, or your light being, right? A transition in order to transform. And the last card is you're meant to be seen. It's okay to step off your G7500 and introduce yourself. Okay, let's see. Yeah. All right. So general reading. Person has a lot of options. So you're inquiring about somebody. Person has a lot of options, but there is a divine counterpart here, right? This is why this card is out. Rewriting the past. I don't know if you want to rewrite the past or you want a do-over. Somebody could want a do-over to how they handled a situation. Right? Person has a lot of options. So you could be inquiring about a person, like, and the thing you have to know about this person is not gonna, okay. So somebody could have a lot of options, right? The person you're inquiring about, they're not just going to, just because they have a lot of options doesn't mean they're going to entertain these options. Right? It's like, you can know somebody's into you, but you can know that person energetically is no match for you. Or you can know somebody's into you, but you know, like, this person, you know, does not stimulate you mentally, physically, emotionally, right? So it's just like, yes, somebody can have a lot of options, but that does not mean that they are going to choose all of those options. Somebody knows who their person is, and they're just like, you think I'm gonna give up my person for somebody like you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if they're single, it's like, you think I'm gonna give up the potential to be with the person I want to be with, or the person I always wanted to be with for you? No, right? Like, somebody is set in their ways. So yes, somebody may have options, but you got to think about it like, they're not just going to entertain just anybody, right? And I would be worried. That would be very worrisome if somebody is, just because somebody is single, that means they're going to entertain anybody. Because it says a lot about, you know, who they are as a person. It's just like, you want to entertain people that match your energy, not somebody who, just because they think you're beautiful, and or just because they think you're handsome and you're, you know, you should be with them. Because then it's like, all right, what else you got to offer? Because looks fade, right? So now you have, this person's wife is fonder of you. This person's wife is fonder of you than you, and their spouse realizes. Use it to your advantage. That's in reverse. All right, so for whoever's inquiring, there's somebody who is married. There is a masculine energy that is married, right? And they're quite fond of you. They're quite fond of your love story. They're fond of the way you love, what you do that you love so much. So somebody is fond of somebody's just fond of who you are, how you work, how you move, right? So clarify, rewrite the story. Yeah, so now you have a decision maker out here that's single. He says, I say he because it's not reverse, or else it would have been a she. So, I regret the things that I said to you. Can you ever forgive me? Right? So for somebody who's trying to shift or has already shifted, there is a decision maker from the past where there's something about altering the way something ended. Like, you go back, right? And let's say in the past this person was like, I don't like you, you're this, you're that, we don't have the same views on this, we don't have the same views on that. And, you know, to be honest, if I had to pick anybody else, it would be anybody else except you, right? And let's say they really did whatever it is they did, and they said what they said to, like, hurt your feelings, because they wanted to make sure you did not come back, right? Or you did not have this incentive to, maybe we can be together, right? So now you rewrite, unbeknownst to this person, you rewrite the past. You know, we didn't end it that way. We ended it this way instead. It's not for this person to come back. It's for you to move forward, right? So you rewrite the past. Didn't work out. Sorry. Move on. Everything's mutual. Now you have shifted into a reality where this person was once like, oh yeah, well, I'm glad I made this decision. I'm glad I'm not dealing with her. Or I'm glad I'm not dealing with him anymore. They actually regret what they've done to you, right? Shift in perspective. And then in you transforming and altering your life, now this person regrets. I see like a person regretting the decision they made of choosing somebody else over you because they thought somebody was the better option. Oh, boy, were they wrong. Here's the thing about you, whoever picks this bonus read. Nobody shows compassion, emotional intelligence, assertiveness, the way you do, right? It's like you're blended in a way where you're not too much this, you're not too much that. You're a perfect balance, but you are a perfect balance for yourself first before you decide to give yourself to anyone else. You just have that balance, right? Not too crazy, not too lovey-dovey, not too possessive, well, not possessive, and not a pushover. You just have that balance, okay? So, in order to know who did it, you have to follow the money. This is a power move. All right, so somebody could have paid your person. I'll pay you to be mean to them. I'll pay you to break up with them and do it rudely. I'll pay you to do this, pay you to do that, right? So that's hidden here. So maybe the person from the past is like, you getting the clarity. It's like somebody paid them to be mean to you, and they took the bait, or somebody offered way more than you could at the time. So it's just like, maybe it was more money, maybe they had more stability, more this, more that, right? And they offered it to this person, and rather than this person coming to consideration, like, oh, this person really cares about me though, I'm not going to leave this person for money. It's just like they looked at the money, they said, how much? Bet. And they took it, right? That has nothing to do with you now, because now you have gone back in time. You changed the narrative in your mind, and because you changed the narrative in your mind, it's helping you to move on with the person who's actually going to give you the love and affection that you want, all right? But if you're trying to figure out why this past person did it, it's because somebody came in with a better offer, better options, more money, more stability. It could even be down to aesthetics, but I'm saying this from a masculine and feminine energy. So it's like if a masculine left a feminine energy, it was because the other feminine that he was entertaining looked better, right? Looked better on paper, looked better in person. They probably thought they just had the best option and that you were not it. And now this person is coming to the realization that they were wrong. Okay, so what do I need to talk about? Time to let yourself be reborn and cleansed again. So it feels like 3 piles in one, or maybe like one person has 3 questions. So it's time to let yourself be reborn and cleansed again. This fell out in the very beginning. This fell out for the very first section of the pile. You can't teach an old dog no tricks. Neither the ones that think robotic ones can replace them. All right, and then I could just take this because I'm getting like feminine energy here. I could just take this as there's a person or ex that chose like a build a bot over you. All right, how's that working for you? How the mechanics working over there? All right, so leave the past in the past, guys. Leave the past in the past, and like whoever this feminine energy is that got left, that had a lot of options, but they chose somebody, and then they got left because this person wanted coming to America, whatever you like type of person. Like, I just see this person just being robotic. Like, oh, whatever you want to do. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. Oh, I'm thinking about going to swim with the dolphins today and get bit by a shark. Oh, let's swim with the dolphins, get bit by a shark. Like, that type of energy, like, just leave them in the past. All right. So it's time to let yourself be born again. It's like, you can't feel bad. Whoever picks the bonus reading, you can't feel bad because this person just wanted somebody who would just agree with them, stroke their ego, make them feel good, right? They didn't want a challenge. They didn't want a difference in opinion. They just wanted somebody to just be on some, do what I say, as I say, when I say it, how I say it, right? And it's kind of like, all right, so you want a robot. I'm not a robot. I'm sorry. I'm going to let you know. Like, how come you didn't call me? Or what's going on? How come you're not texting? Right? And even then, even if I have to get to that point, all right, distance, right? So people choose who they choose, and it's just like, let them choose. I remember there was because I feel like I have to specify this for a particular person, but I remember there was one time when I was dating somebody, and I really thought this person was the one. Like, I'm not kidding with you guys, right? I really thought I was gonna marry this person. We were gonna be like super great together. We were gonna have kids, raise family, build a foundation. I thought the works of this man. And you know what? He made me believe that, right? Until a better option came and he said, oh, I want that option. We don't have the same views on politics. We don't have the same views on this, that. I don't, I'm not attracted to you anymore. And plus, I have like other women that I'm dating. So I think it would be best if we just cut this short, right? No problem. All right. My heart was broken. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, and then I picked myself up the next day and I was devastated. Holy crap. And then the way this man spoke to me, like he didn't have no goddamn sense. I was like, all right. So afterwards, I remember the next day, I literally, like, it was the day after my birthday, right? And my youngest and my 3 brothers hung out with me. And so he said, oh, come on, I want to take you somewhere for your birthday. And he took me to the museum. He took me to the museum of, no. What's it called? Oh man, it's in New York. It's the Science Museum, where you get to discover like the stars and stuff like that. Oh man, I forgot. But It's thingy. But in the process of going to the museum, we were on a train heading to Manhattan, and he asked me what happened, and I started like talking about it. And I was trying. It was a crowded train, and I was trying so hard not to like break down and cry, right? Because it was just a world of emotions that was like hitting me. And my brother has this thing about him where you could like he'll ask you a question and he'll just lay it all out, like bare emotions and everything, right? So when that happened, I was just like, and I don't understand why he would do this, because it's not like I was like, I tried to be the best version of myself and X, Y, and Z, and I tried to be this and I tried to be that, and I was trying to be this version of this woman he already considered in his mind he didn't want. Okay, so that's pretty much what I was trying to be. And so I remember my brother listened to me, and he said, Sam, when it comes to situations like that, they're learning experiences. He said, but always remember, one guy that decided he was going to pick somebody else over you, over the billions of men that want you, I like those odds, right? Ever since then, that's how I move. You don't want to be with me? I'm not going to hold you, okay? So I'm always thinking about the odds. So whoever this is for, always think about the odds. The odds are always, they're guaranteed to be in your favor. This person doesn't want you. This group doesn't want to hang out with you. That's fine. Odds are still in your favor. But I say this to say, by the time we got to the museum, the reason why I was holding back from going back to the museum, by the way, I'll put it in the comments when I find it, the name, but I love this place. Like, that was the one part of the city, minus the blocks though, but that was the one part of the city where this place was just like, I felt like a kid again, right? But the reason I was apprehensive going there is because that's where one of my exes took me when he was trying to save our relationship, right? And I just wasn't having it. I wasn't happy, right? So I said, it's kind of weird because, I told my brother, I was like, so-and-so took me here. And he was just like, yeah, well, my former spouse took me here too. And he was like, how about we take this day to recreate the memories and rewrite the past of how we would have wanted to hang out in this museum. And that's exactly what we did, right? And we changed the narrative, and ultimately we altered the past in a way where it was much easier for us to move on. And so I will not ever forget that day that my brother did that for me, because he did a lot more than he actually knew. All right, so where are we at? Needle in a time stack. That's the card that flew out. In time to let yourself be reborn again. So maybe you're in another place. Maybe you're in another state, right? And you want to go back to the past. But I see this as you're going back to the past version of yourself to rewrite, right? You see how in Needle in a Time Stack, he went back to his old self and he told his old self, listen, the woman of your dreams is coming. You just got to wait for her, right? And so the older version of himself was looking at it from a standpoint of, yeah, I'm going to wait for her. Like, I got this message. I'm just going to wait for her. Right? And so he was willing to wait, but in the process of him waiting, he was dealing with a lot of shadow aspects of himself, hence the Osiris card, right? So for those who have shifted and they are aligning themselves with the right relationship, right? The relationship they know they want to be in. And it's just like, you're wondering when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And it's like yourself telling you, just wait. Like your future self, future present self is telling you, just wait for her. She's coming. Don't worry. You're going to be aligned at the perfect time. Just wait. And so it's a just wait moment, right? It could be a masculine energy, it could be a feminine energy. Take it how it resonates. But it's like, and then I also see this as if you are inquiring about someone and it's just like somebody is willing to wait for you. 55 is significant, but somebody is willing to wait for you. Book of Job. Hold on, guys. Card fell. So, Book of Job, God asked where Job was when he was creating. shift into your desired reality, when you shift into the partnership you know will be your dream partner, you're going to lose so much in the process. You're going to lose this idea that you're meant to be with somebody who chose a person over you because of minor disagreements. You're going to lose this part of you that felt like you always had to be the complement of someone, as opposed to this person compliments you, you complement each other, right? You're going to lose that aspect of you where you feel like you have to give more of yourself in order to feel accepted. Many things are going to transpire. Job lost everything. I mean, this guy lost his foundation, his money, his spouse, his sense of he lost everything, friends, lost it all. Lost it all, right? Every single thing from his past he lost. And you think about it from the sense of like, that was a God-fearing man, you know what I mean? And he lost everything. But sometimes, guys, God, universe, your higher self, the God within you, is going to take away people, places, and things that do not serve you, because it's built on faulty grounds, right? It's built on this idea of you're supposed to not be satisfied, not be fulfilled, not be happy, all the while you're putting into a relationship where they just take. Like, that's all they do. Do you think God would make you put in so much goddamn work? I'm sorry. I get passionate. But do you think that God would make you put in so much work just to end up with somebody who just overlooks you and think, oh, you're always going to be there? I got you wrapped around my finger. You think God is going to put you with somebody that just makes you just put in all the work and you're bending over backwards to make this person see how much you care about? You think, like, really think about it, guys. Whatever God has to remove from your life, people, places, family, situations, money, even if he's got to go for your pockets to make you get rid of a faulty foundation, God, universe, source is going to do just that. And so, where were you when God was creating? Who are you? I mean, the answer is in the Bible, yes, but who are you? Who are you to God if by the time he created all these places, all these peoples, all these galaxies, all these worlds, all these universes, these multi-universe, the multi-universe, who are you to God? Who are you? Huh? If you were created by a creator, do you think the creator is just automatically going to set you up to fail? Just get you as high as you want to go? Get you as successful and as rich as you want to go, and then swipe it all away? I would rather somebody take away all the wrong people from you for all the right reasons than take away all the right people for the wrong reasons. What's happening here is, yes, people got removed from you. Relationships you thought were going to last did not last. Those families, those friends that you thought were going to be there for you till the very end, they're not. And some of them were actually pretty jealous, okay? You had to discover these things, because if you didn't, you'd have gone as high up as you would have wanted to go. And then you'd have been blindsided, baffled, confounded by the time all these people took whatever it is God took from you first. All these people took it away from you first. You have to know that universe, source, God, God in you, your higher self, the highest levels of your consciousness, it is built to protect you. Let's close out. What does the concept let there be light mean to you? So you're having an illumination? Having an illumination about past partners, people. You make the Grinches of the world want to be Care Bears? Speaking of which, I finally watched like one of the shorts on YouTube about like Care Bears, but it was like a Halloween edition, and the Care Bears These Care Bears were so petrified and they were running from the ghost, right? And so that could be significant in a sense of like the Grinches of the world that want to be Care Bears. It's like they're scared of the ghost. Somebody, you have a group of people like high up in society that are scared of the skeletons in their closet. And the skeletons in their closet have to do with you and your story. Okay? And every time you walk into a room, all they see is divine light. The right people, honey. The right people, the right partners, the right decision makers, right? The people that, and trust me, I've seen this happen. I've seen it happen to where God will take out people in your life. And it doesn't mean that they're the wrong people. It just means bad timing, right? And he will allow you. God will allow you. Source will allow you to experience things with all the wrong people just to bring you back to the right person. I've seen that happen, okay? But in this case scenario, you get to a point in your life where you've seen it all, done it all. And every time you step out, every time you come in, every time you introduce yourself, you get to the point where a person can't even see you anymore. They just see what's radiating out of you. It's not just beauty. It's not just what you can provide. It's so much deeper than that, right? When it gets to a point, a person looks at you and they're just healed. A person talks to you and they just know what to do, right? And that could not have come without these experiences of everything being taken away from you. Everything being jeopardized. That could not have happened. Last card. You needed the darkness to appreciate the sun. Shine, baby, shine. That's your reading.